Hello and welcome back to the channel of Ham Radio Reality, and in this video we're going to have a look at the Radtel 730 again. And I just discovered that you can actually reprogram this radio to work on other bands. So I've wanted for a while to get onto 4 meters portable. I do 4 meters from home. It's not very lively at all, but 4 meters maybe whilst I'm doing SOTA would be a nice thing to do. However, I was looking at spending 150 quid. If it doesn't work, it's a lot of money really just to waste. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if one of my other radios was programmable? And I found that the Radtel 730 was easily programmable. You can see there, I don't know if it's in focus or not, but it's easily programmable into 4 meters. However, the question is, does it really work? Because the software's altering the software, that's fine. Altering the hardware, that's another thing entirely different. Anyway, first of all, I'm going to show you how to reprogram it. Then we'll take it out and we'll have a go with it. There's a nice little net that takes place on 4 meters locally to here. That's on at 11 o'clock local time every Sunday. We'll see if we can get involved with that net using this. I have a 4 meter whip as well that goes onto a magnet. We'll throw that on top of the car, so we're using a properly tuned antenna as well, and not just the antenna that comes with the Radtel. If it works, I'll stick my neck out, I'll buy a proper antenna for it for 4 meters. But in the meantime, let me show you how to program it. Let's have a go with it. Let's see whether it works or not.
Welcome.
Now you've got it in a position whereby you've got the radio working on 4 meters. Brilliant. Now what you have to do is actually program the frequencies in. Now there's 2 ways of doing that. First of all, you could just program them in by hand, which if you've got used to your radio, if you've got one of these and you're used to it, that's what you should be doing anyway. You should be making sure that if you're in the field, you know how to reprogram it without using a computer. However, secondly, if you've downloaded the software from Radtel, which is free, to actually program this thing, then what you first of all need to do, and this is important, is to upload what you have in here, because unfortunately reprogramming it, and I didn't mention this before, but I'm hoping you're watching the whole video first, reprogramming this to work on 4 meters will wipe out your memory. So what you need to do first is to upload whatever's left in this onto the software. That will then tell the software what frequencies you're working from and to. So the 2 sets of frequencies that you put in, it'll tell the software that's what you're working to. From there, then you can go and reprogram all the information, all your simplex channels and all your repeaters. I'll get my words out in a minute. All your simplex channels and all your repeaters, you can go back and reprogram them. Right, so let's take it out in the field then. I'm going to take it out in the car, go to a place called Crown Point. That is a well-known spot for doing radio work. I've been up there recently doing the contests. I should be able to hear the net that's going on. Anyway, without further ado, let's get up there. Let's get playing with it. So I'm now on high ground just outside Burnley by a place called Singing Ringing Tree, which is on Crown Point. It's synonymous with people coming up here to play radio various times. This is a Sunday morning. It's 10 to 11. 10 to 10 if you're doing UCT. And I know that 11 o'clock local time, which is in 10 minutes, there is a local net on 4 meters. So that'll give the Radtel a little bit of a start, a chance, being on high ground, to actually see whether it's worthwhile or not. So I'm going to set this camera up now to video the actual radio itself. Let's see how we get on. We've got 10 minutes before it all starts. Let's see how we go on. Have a scan around 4 meters and see if we can actually hear anybody. If not, then we'll come back and call CQ ourselves. So first of all, on to B. There's clearly nothing going on there, is there? 2.5. Okay, we'll go back up to the calling. I'll give it a call myself, see what's going on. Hello, CQ, 4 meters. This is Golf 6 Popper, November Hotel G6 PNH stroke mobile. Calling CQ on 4 meters. Hello, CQ, 4 meters. This is Golf 6 Popper, November Hotel G6 PNH. Calling CQ, 4 meters. Hello, CQ. This is Golf 6 Popper, November Hotel stroke mobile. Calling CQ, 4 meters. Okay, so we'll give it a second. Nobody's coming back there. Is it the radio? Is it the band? Don't really know, but up here, you'd have thought that the Radtel would have had a fighting chance anyway. But that's the thing about reality radio, reality ham radio, is that it doesn't always work. Okay, so it's now 1 minute past 11. The call normally goes out at 11 o'clock for the net, and there's nothing heard whatsoever from this high ground. So either the net's not running, or the radio doesn't work. Okay, so what's happened is I've changed location.
Calling you in a Yagi, I don't know.
I've got a little bit nearer to the people who are actually in the net. I haven't called into the net yet because as I've been driving, I realised that there's one or two I can't hear. I'll just turn the camera down a little bit. The station coming through his line of sight. He's on high ground as well. We'll just have a listen to see. I'm very, very near the net controller, so we'll just see if we can hear him as well. There's another station that's not too far away in another town. Normally I'd hear him blasting through. I think the conclusion that I am coming to very quickly is I can tune this radio for 4 meters. The downside is that it's not very good. I don't know, the Radtel has a little bit of a problem with receive compared to Yesu, Acom and so on. But it is particularly bad going out of the band that the hardware was actually built for. Anyway, we'll continue listening. I'll just see what some of the how some of the other stations are coming through.
G1B 2Q.
No, that tells me right away that a station that He's just round
Yeah,
the
it'll be a-
corner. He's just round the corner. This radio is not picking him up at all. G1BQQ, and I am not kidding. I'm 1 to 2 miles away from him, and I know from home I can pick him up. As a S2, S3, I should be absolutely stonking him in here, but I'm not. There's nothing there at all. So I've now come to that conclusion that unless somebody's working quite a high bit of power, a line of sight, then we are not going to be able to use this radio efficiently, practically, properly, whatever you want to call it, as a 4-meter radio, which is a shame. Right, so in conclusion, what are we saying? Well, it's quite it's quite easy to say. Yeah, it's nice to be able to reprogram a radio like this. Yes, we can hear a little bit. I'd absolutely dread to think how much spurious emissions we're giving out all over the place, which if you're used to these kind of reprogramming radios, you've probably already taken to me, oh no Damien, don't transmit on there, you're probably transmitting on every other band going. Obviously 4 meters round here isn't really that popular, but it's also obvious that people weren't hearing this radio either. It could just be that it were giving out a very, very small amount of power on that particular frequency, because the radio, the hardware of the radio is not made for it. So in conclusion, I would say nice to play with, doesn't really work properly, a little bit scary. If anybody's got an analyzer and they want to plug this in at one of the clubs I go to, please do. I don't actually own one straight off. I need to borrow one if I need to use one. So if you have one at the club and you want to bring it along and you want to plug it in, I'll throw this in the boot of the car. Just come along and ask me, can I have a play with you 730? Ooh, sounds a bit rude. Now, will I be buying another antenna for it? No. Will I be using it out doing porter and sorter? No. I am aware of the spurious emissions. I am aware that it didn't work on high ground. So the conclusion is, no, I don't want to use it. Yeah, it's nice to play with. Still don't want to use it. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Hope you've got something out of it. So until next time, this is Ham Radio Reality G6PNH speaking. 73s.